Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Convos with Anita Santiago podcast. I am your host, Anita Santiago. Please like, share, review the podcast on all the major platforms. If you'd like to get in touch with me about topics or the show, you can email me at convoscws@gmail.com. And welcome on in. We are still talking about productivity and moving ourselves ahead in 2025. And so I want to talk to you guys today about artificial intelligence, AI. Um, AI gets a lot of bad raps, and it seems so technical and so much science fiction, but it's actually becoming a part of our everyday lives in many, many different ways. Now, I know when most people say AI, they think about, oh my God, AI is taking over the world. They could take AI is taking jobs, robots, and uh, it's 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 doing too much. But I really feel like on an individual level, AI is something that you're probably utilizing and not even realizing it's AI. And I also feel like from a productivity level, from helping ourselves be the best that we can be and work a little bit smarter and not harder, I think it can be a very helpful tool if we understand it. If we understand how to use it, I think it can be very helpful at times. So let's break it down. Okay, what is AI? What is it? What actually is AI? Well, at the very basic level, it's computers doing things that normally people would do. Like think about answering questions, making decisions. So AI is really where we teach computers how to do what we as people do. And you can see how that leads into the concerns about, AI taking over jobs and different things like that. So there are many different AI tools out there. There are tools that um, can produce long form writing. There are tools that can help you create things. There are tools that create visuals. There are tools that create PowerPoint presentations. There are all kind of tools out there. So how does AI affect us on a daily basis? First, our phones. They are packed with AI. If you use Siri or Google Assistants, hey Google, hey Siri, you're interacting with AI. And what the AI uh, program does is it recognizes your speech and language, and it produces answers to questions or directions or different things like that. When you use facial recognition to unlock your phone, that's a newer option that we've had recently. That's AI. And, you know, when your phone suggests, like when you're in the app store and your phone will make a suggestion like, you need this app would be really cool for you. Well, that's based on AI. The AI is looking at your patterns, what you like, what you do, and saying, hey, this might be something that you need. Other ways AI is in our daily lives. Think about Google Maps or any of the GPS systems that we use. I like Waze myself. That's my favorite. But how do they work? Well, when you get that estimate, like it's going to take you 4 hours to get somewhere, that's an estimate based on AI analyzing traffic patterns, routes, and those things. That's how so many of us can beat the time, because the AI uh, analysis doesn't take into consideration um, necessarily how a person drives. So, but the GPS systems are heavily based in AI. If you use any streaming services like Netflix or Spotify, well, when it scrolls and recommends things to you, oh, these are the recommendations of movies. Or on Spotify, these songs are recommended for you. Again, that's AI recognizing patterns and understanding your preferences and personalizing the experience. And in the digital world, personalization of experience is a big thing right now. So even in social media, on social media platforms, AI can be used to create an experience that's very personal based on your preferences and likes and what you're looking at. So like on social media platforms, whatever you click on, you're going to start seeing more of that content. So if you're on TikTok and you're clicking on cute cat videos, it's going to start recommending more and more cute cat videos. If you're on a Snapchat or Instagram and you are liking the beach pictures and videos, you're going to see more of that. So again, AI is recognizing patterns and preferences within your social media experience to customize that for you to what? To get you to interact more with social media. So, with that being said, oh, let me add one more. When you go to websites and that little bubble down in the corner and it's saying, "Hey, can I help you out?" That's an AI chatbot. And what most of us really find is that when we actually type the question in like we speak, the chatbot will say something like, "Hold on, let me get someone for you," or "Can you restate that?" That's because AI is limited as well. So those chatbots are designed to answer the most common questions, the most frequent questions that people have when they come to a particular website. And that's another way that AI enters our lives on a daily basis. So now that we know that, we know what AI is, and we know, oh my gosh, AI is all in my life. I didn't even know it. I was one of those people that was reluctant to even learn about AI. Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't understand what it is. But let me tell you what, I found ways that AI has been very helpful to me. And I was like, you know, there may be some ways and places that AI could be helpful for you as well. And again, with the goal of being more efficient, more productive, and hitting our goals that we set for 2025. So let me give you some ways that I think that AI could be helpful to you, maybe on a daily basis, even if you're not technical. Like, you don't have to be very technical to use AI. You just have to understand what tool you're using and how it works. So, let's talk about voice assistants. This would be your digital voice assistants, like if you have an Echo or some other device in your home that allows you to like set timers or check the weather or different things like that. Those voice assistants can be very helpful for you, especially if you have a tendency to forget things. Those voice assistants can be set up to give you reminders on a daily basis to help you remember things. Um, Voice assistants can summarize the news for you, um, remind you of important appointments, important dates, events, and things like that. So, this is a way that if you don't use a planner or some other planning tool, that you might be able to get a little help throughout your day with remembering things. You have voice assistants on your phones. You have Siri, you have Google Assistant, and I'm sure there are others out there that I don't know about. So it doesn't have to be that you just have a device in your home, an Alexa, Echo, or something like that. Okay. So voice assistants can help you remember things, They can help do things for you, like summarize the news or those types of things, help remind you about important dates or events. Smart homes. Not one of my biggest favorites, but I can see how smart home devices can be very helpful, especially if you live in places where managing your energy, i.e., your utility bills, is important. So, smart home devices can actually, because of the AI that's embedded in them, can learn your habits and preferences. They can automate tasks such as turning your lights on and off, adjusting your thermostat throughout the day, so you don't have to remember how to do that. Um, and those might be things that are helpful to you in managing your budget and your energy consumption. There are some places in the country where utilities are very expensive. I think of places like maybe out west. I think utilities are expensive everywhere. Okay, so let me just say that I think they're expensive everywhere. But if you're trying to manage energy consumption, utility bills, smart home devices may be something that could be helpful to you. Now we get to my favorite part: the AI powered productivity tools. There are so many out there, and I use Gemini a lot. Gemini is free if you have a Google account. And then there's another one that I use called Writer. That's a paid app. But these productivity tools can not only create for you, but they can also help you better manage activities. So for example, sometimes I will write something. Maybe I'm writing an email, um, and I have the words, but it's not as clear as I would want it to be, or the words just don't come together. I can take what I've written and I can go into Gemini. I can say rewrite for clarity, and I'll paste my email in there, and voila. Now I have something that is exactly what I wanted to say, but it's more clear. Sometimes when you are concerned about your grammar, or you're concerned about the professionalism of something, you need to do a presentation or you're doing a speech and you want to make sure it's professional. You can take what you've written and suggest improvements to make this more professional as the prompt. And I'm talking about Gemini right now. And you will get a revised version and maybe two or three other versions suggested to you to improve that particular thing that you're doing. There are some AI tools that will create a whole PowerPoint presentation for you. So you're at work, you have to give a presentation, and you're not good at designing slides. It can save you a lot of time because it can create the initial presentation, and then you can go in and tweak it. There are other AI tools, like I said, that will help with long form writing um, and those types of things. And so, what does this do for you? This can save you a lot of time. If writing or creating is one of those things that's very time consuming for you, and you have the idea, you can use AI to help you create the thing that you're trying to create. And it's amazing and it's very time saving. I know a lot of podcasters that use AI to help with their scripts, refine their scripts, like for podcasters that actually script out their shows. Um, AI can really help make sure that the script is on point and the grammar and all that kind of stuff. just amazing, amazing things. And there are a lot of free tools that you can use out there. So those are your AI productivity tools. You There are some programs out there that can help with photography. So when I was in photography, when I was experimenting with photography was my hobby, a lot of the edits that you did were manual. And you had to learn all the different ways to do that. Well, now they have AI tools that can really adjust those um, settings and pictures for you without you having to learn the intricate ins and outs of software editing. So if you like to do pictures on your phone, or maybe photography is a hobby for you, a lot of times the AI is even included in the cameras. Like the cameras automatically make the adjustment as you're taking the photos. So that's pretty amazing. And then, of course, there are the AI translation tools. And if you've been on TikTok, you'll see, man, they have some incredible tools out there. Like one is uh, a head, like they look like AirPods, but they will allow real time translation. So if you're in a country and you don't speak the language and people are speaking to you, it's translating in real time. There are pens that you can um, glide across the written the written sentences or information that you need to know, and it will translate right on the fly like this. I mean, that is pretty incredible stuff. So if you were thinking about going to a country and maybe you were reluctant to go because you didn't speak the language, this could be something that could be very exciting and helpful for you. So although AI gets a bad rap a lot of times, well, the robots are coming in, they're going to take over everybody's jobs, and we're just going to be talking to AI. I don't think that's necessarily true. I think that AI is what we make it um, in a lot of cases, and we can learn how to leverage it and utilize it in a positive way that helps us on a everyday basis. And I'm just going to put this caveat out here. I work in mental health. A lot of you all know I work in mental health, and AI tools like the virtual assistants, the voice assistant. I call it virtual assistant, but the voice assistant, that really can be helpful for people that struggle with mental health issues, especially with memory. Um, many many mental health experiences have a component that impacts memory, not just dementia. So for people who um, struggle with remembering where they need to go and what they need to do, those voice assistants are amazing tools. Um, there are other types of um, scratch that part. The AI productivity tools can also be helpful for people with mental health symptoms too, because it can take the anxiety out of getting certain things done. If I need to email my doctor, but I really don't have the words, and something that can help me write an email could be very helpful, and now I can communicate with my doctor. So I'm a big advocate for AI tools, especially for people who are experiencing mental health challenges and they need help and they don't necessarily have family and friends around them that can help them with all these things. I would also say parents. AI tools can be very helpful. Kids tend to, oh, I forgot, mom, I forgot. If you want the kids to clean up their rooms, do their homework, and take that frozen chicken out of the freezer, wink, wink, joke, joke, um, you can use voice assistants for that. Your kids come home and, they're doing things, and okay, those voice assistants can prompt them to remember to do things. If you're a caregiver for an older person, and you need them to remember different things, these are different ways these tools can come in handy. And the smart devices, the smart home devices, making sure that the lights are off when everyone's gone, or you know um, by having that automated, everybody leaves the house, everything's turned off, saving some energy. People come home, everything turns on 20 minutes before everybody gets in. There are so many different ways to leverage and really put these tools to good use. I know that we can be reluctant to embrace something that's new and strange, but I remember when the internet came around and how people thought that was just such a terrible thing. Internet, what would we need internet for? The ways that people were discouraged from using the internet. And as the internet evolved, we started to realize that we could be connected across the whole globe, and we were no longer restricted by physical boundaries. And now look at us. Internet is like second nature. And the internet hasn't taken over the world. It's become something that we use daily that helps us be more efficient and helps us get stuff done. So AI to me is similar to that experience. Um, we can look at it as a technology that's evolving. It's innovative, and we can determine individually how AI enters our lives, and how much of it we want to interact with. So if you find several things that help you be productive, that's great. And if none of it is helpful, that's great too. But I think if we're going to be more productive and work smart, not hard, AI is a tool that can be helpful to us and keep us in a good place of productivity. And that's the goal. We want to be efficient this year, 2025. We want to make some things happen. Thanks everyone for stopping by the Convos with Anita Santiago podcast. I appreciate every listener, fan, and supporter. You guys, I really appreciate the way you all support. You're amazing, and I thank you. Um, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and follow the podcast on all the podcast platforms. And as always, email me at convoscws@gmail.com with any questions or concerns about the podcast you may have. Until we talk again, happy listening.